Welcome to your latest Nottingham Forest news. Coming up in today's episode, Murillo wants Man City. Miguel in trouble with the law. Galatasaray after Dominguez. And Forest linked with Arejo. All this and plenty more coming up today on your latest Nottingham Forest news. Let's get into it. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to your latest Forest news, where pins are being pulled out of grenades and thrown left, right, and centre. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to subscribe. If you are new, make sure you've all hit that like, subscribed or not. And go check out CCL if you need any new computer parts, monitors, projectors, anything like that. They've got you covered. The link's in the comments or scan the QR code. Okay, let's jump straight into this Murillo fiasco. So Murillo's been conducting some interviews while he's back out in Brazil. And he's been pulling some pins out of hand grenades. And let me start by quoting what's been said. Now, these are translations for a start. We have spoken to Ricardo. He's been going through the whole video, and a lot of what's being quoted in this quote I'm about to give you is being said by Murillo. So we've been able to verify quite a bit of it. Let's bring you the key meat of this. So when Murillo was probed about other potential destinations, Murillo's response hinted a broader ambition. He said, "I'd choose Man City, but it would be difficult for me to be a regular starter given the players they have in their squad. There's City, there's Arsenal as well, who are fighting for Premier League titles." He stated an allure of players for a title-contending team like Arsenal, coupled with their needs for defensive solidity, which is obviously where he would come in. "I wouldn't discard Liverpool either," he said. "It would be a good opportunity for me to show my football in a big club." Murillo added, keeping his options wide open, his versatility and readiness to face new challenges were precisely what top clubs might find attractive. So that's the quote. And basically, when speaking to Ricardo, our Corinthians mate, make sure you check that video out we did with him a couple of weeks ago, he said, yeah, in essence, that's what's being said. He said that he's looking for a transition from Forest. He wanted to be at Forest for 1 year and then move into a Chelsea or a Man City is where his thinking is at. And I don't know how to feel about this, man. I'm getting flashbacks to Collymore, to Van Hooijdonk, to all that kind of stuff. And let's start with the basics here first. Firstly, Murillo, young man, you are contracted to Nottingham Forest. Even if you fly to Brazil, if you flew to Mars, there is still ways and means that anything you speak will be reported and we'll get to hear back about it here in England. So firstly, respect the club that is paying your wage. Respect the club that took a risk on you after you'd only had 12 games at Corinthians and you were, let's face it, a nobody. Normal, righteous people would sit there and actually praise the opportunities they've had, would say, I'm under contract, no one knows the future, words to that effect, you know, I'm happy where I am, at least appease the fans that made you player of the damn season. So why go out and start mouthing off left, right, and centre? Now, for me, it's not acceptable for him to say that, but it is acceptable for him to have those ambitions. I got nothing against a player wanting to play for, I don't know, maybe he's a boyhood fan of Man City. I mean, they didn't exist before 2008, so I don't know how that would work. The point is here, have those ambitions. No one's got you down as being a Forest fan since you were born or anything like that. But we pay your wages. You have 4 years left on your contract. You need to have some respect. And that's the bit that's pissed me off about it. Look, we've all had these discussions about Murillo. Let's enjoy him while we've got him. There's no way someone's not going to come sniffing in for him, etc., etc. All the usual talk we've had since the minute he kicked the first ball when he first went onto the pitch. So we get that it's coming. but he doesn't have to instigate it. He doesn't have to fuel it. Now, the person he's interviewed, who interviewed him, on YouTube, again, is a bit of a shit stirrer. So he's poked away and probed at those type of questions to get answers out of him. And you could argue he's done a good job. He's kind of got what he needed to get out of it. But I still think someone at Forest needs to grab hold of Murillo, give him a slap around the head, and just say, wind your neck in, son. If you're going to leave quietly. Make it... Like, he was in a position where he could have made it be that the club were the ones to be the bad guys in this, that the club wanted the money to sell him on, rather than him being the one trying to force his way out the door. Now, his problem is that if no one comes in for him, Man City or Arsenal don't come in for him, and he's left with, say, I don't know, crappy Man United coming in. Well, he's already stated for a start that Man U weren't on his shopping list. So how would he be received going into Manchester United? And then, more importantly, if none of these clubs come in for him and he has to lace his boots up at the City Ground against Bournemouth on the first game of the season, how are we meant to feel about him in terms of what he has said? I get it. He's my current favourite player in the team. There's no denying it. I don't want him to go. But I don't want to relive the whole freaking Collymore saga, another Van Hooijdonk saga. I mean, it's just annoying. It's annoying. Look how Brennan Johnson left last season. Yeah, okay, he's Forest through and through. But he wasn't coming out doing interviews saying, yeah, I would like Spurs, but I probably prefer Chelsea. But I've pathed this out on, my FIFA career mode. And when I did it then, I ended up going, as a stepping stone to Spurs. And then I'm going to go to Real Madrid. No, it was quiet. It was done. And it was respectful. Okay, I get there's differences because Jono is a red. But Murillo just needs to wind his neck in. Now, realistically, he's been playing for 1 year in the Premier League. Yes, he's had probably one of the best seasons you've seen as a debut season. But that doesn't make him the next goddamn Maldini guaranteed yet. He still has a lot of development to go. That's my thoughts on it. I need to know what you guys think on it. We've got Grumpy Old Reds tonight at 8:30. We will be discussing this for sure. And we'll be getting the other guys' opinions on it. But having said all that, I'm still going to be a hypocrite here. I want him to stay. We need him. We need him. Get your thoughts in down below. Okay, so I've been getting a lot of messages from you guys saying, where, oh, where is Carlos Miguel? Where in the world is he? Well, the answer to that is he is still in Brazil. Why? Because he is nursing his ankle injury, which apparently is actually a true thing. However, he is still set to be a Forest player. Don't worry about it. Everything we're hearing is that it's on its way. And in fact, what happened to him last night or the night before is actually more confirmation of it. But he got himself into some trouble. So let me bring you up to date with this one. So after a farewell party for Carlos Miguel from Corinthians, or Corinthia, as you're meant to say it, striker Pedro Henrique, also from Timo, who was next to the goalkeeper, reversed his car into the garage of a lawyer's house. And then they tried to escape the scene. Before Henrique had also knocked over the gate as well. I'm trying to read the translation from Portuguese. This isn't me sounding like certain other people. The players got into trouble with local security guards and the owner of the house due to the raid. Henrique shows signs of drunkenness and staggering back to his car. And we've got a little video here that I'll put on the screen. So, bad boy Miguel there partying out late into the night on a farewell do and getting himself into trouble with the local law. Now, he wasn't arrested or anything like that. It's Brazil, baby. Things are different there. At worst, they'll get a fine for disorder. But the key thing there is he's had a farewell party from Corinthia, which means he is on his way to Nottingham Forest. The delay in this is about his ankle injury. Maybe he just can't stomach a long flight across until he's feeling a little better on it. But we're still seeing signs that he's coming to Forest. So all of you who are panicking about him, don't you worry your pretty little hearts right yet. He is still on his way. If it changes, we'll let you know. But apparently everything is hunky-dory on that one. So what do you guys think? Are we getting a bit of a bad boy, a bit of a shithousery kind of goalkeeper? I think we are. But the party was done. Miguel should be on his way shortly to Forest. Get your thoughts in. So moving on to the third story, and for me this is a non-story, but it's a bit of a talk of the town, so we'll cover it as always. There are reports coming out from Turkey that Galatasaray have submitted an £11 million bid for Dominguez. Firstly, I don't believe the sources on this one at all. And secondly, Dominguez is too good for Galatasaray. Why would he go to Galatasaray when he's already here with the 2 stars? So I don't believe this one at all. But it does raise an interesting point. With Mr. Anderson coming in, with Forest looking to buy some more midfield players, where does Dominguez fit in? Now, we all saw Forest getting all angry. I mean, that's normal, I get it. But specifically over Dominguez not being played towards the end of last season. But what we found out towards the end of the last season was that he was carrying a knock, and that's why he was being kept out of the team. But it has never felt like he was the number 1 or number 2 name, or 3, 4, 5, on Nuno's options when he wanted to put a first starting 11 together. So it does feel like Dominguez still has a little to prove to Nuno. However, I would not sell him. I think he is sheer quality. He has that trait that I like in a player who seems to be everywhere on the pitch at the same time all the match. And he's full of running and energy. But yeah, he does seem to fade towards the end of the matches, probably because he's run about 3 marathons. But I'm saying this one's a non-starter on this Galatasaray bid. Now, does that mean Dominguez will stay at Forest? We will have to wait and see. As I say, I still don't feel he's high enough up on the pecking order in Nuno's mind. You got Danilo, you got Sangare that they're just definitely going to have to fix and put a pre-season into. Anderson coming in. Yates. Anyway, but there's quite a few midfielders we have, but we still don't have those quality midfielders that could really hold down the ball and cause Forest to create possession-based football, which is what I want to see. You'll win the match by the battle in the midfield. That's what I always say. So one, do you guys believe this Galatasaray story? And secondly, and more importantly, would you keep Dominguez? Or would you be willing to sell him? Do you think we can do better? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so let's move on to some transfer rumours about players coming into Nottingham Forest. And Maxi Rejo, I think that's how you meant to pronounce it. I love what they do with their J's over in South America. And it depends. Are you Argentinian? Are you Brazilian? Anyway, he's been linked with Nottingham Forest. The Uruguayan international who's currently playing in Copa America for Uruguay, he's notched up 2 goals and an assist, is creating a bit of a stir with some clubs in the Premier League and in Europe. Now, Forest are interested in him apparently, as are Aston Villa, and he has a release clause of £17 million. Now, where does he play? Predominantly, he plays on the left-hand side. He plays as a left midfielder, left winger, can even go as a left back, and has played as central midfield as well. So a bit of a jack of all trades kind of thing. Now, Forest, I feel, are stronger currently on the left side than they are on the right side. And we have seen a lot of links of players on that left-hand side. And more so is making me think that Nuno wants some reinforcements, maybe because Callum Hudson-Odoi could potentially leave, or he is looking for an understudy for him. So, would I be interested in Maxi? Yes, I would, but at £17 million, feels a little bit steep for someone untested. But I take heed in the fact that not only are Villa interested in him, but there's been talks that Barca have sniffed around him as well. At 24 years old, he fits that profile that Forest are looking for in terms of their recruitment this season, and he currently plays in the Mexican League at Toluca. Don't know how good they are, but that's the case of him. So would you guys take another winger on the left-hand side? Is Maxi the one for you guys? Have you been watching Copa America, and has he floated your boat? Let me know in the comments down below. And that, my friends, brings you up to date with your latest Forest news. Fear not, as we are back tonight at 8:30 with the grumpy old Reds. It's been a while since we've sat down and had a chat with them, so make sure you tune in for that. Go check out CCL if you need any parts for your computers, monitors, RAM, projectors. They're all there for you. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. Let me know what you think about Murillo in the comments down below. We'll see you at 8:30. Come on, you Reds.